Hi, this is Amy with Living My Beloved Life, and this is my May, what I wore this month, and this is my actually first month fully on amps. So I'm excited to share with you how that went. I'm going to do this video just slightly different in that I'm going to show you what I wore by day and not by all my lights, all my moderates, and then all my heavier or nighttime flow. I think this helps me better see what I need and how I'm using things. So I'll start, my flow typically starts in late afternoon or early evening, so I came home from work and my flow had started. So I put on this Little Bees Creations 10-inch. It's got flannel, it's got a couple layers of flannel on the inside, a layer of Zorb, I believe, and PUL. I wore it all night, and it was fine, no problems. I've had a little problem cleaning it up, so ignore that stain. The next morning, next day, is my heaviest flow, so I wore this Maluna Soft Cup Small. I just got this in a D-stash, and I'm really happy with it. Super glad I got it. It felt great. It was super easy to put in. I will definitely be looking at maybe even buying more of these because it was really easy. While I wore this at work, I also wore this thong panty liner by We Essentials. It's just 2 basic layers of flannel, and that's it. So it held up great. I did overflow with the Maluna this first day. My fault, just leaving it in too long. I had it in about 9 hours, and I could feel it leaking, which was, I guess, a good thing to have happen. So, but it worked great, and the liner caught everything that was leaking, so I had no problems there. When I got home that night, I put on another Little Bees Creations 10-inch, same as the other one, a couple layers of flannel, PUL, Zorb on the inside. I wasn't crazy about this brown that this came in. It's still kind of dull to me, but for being the heaviest night of my flow, it caught everything and it cleaned up super easy, so I'm very happy with that. The next day at work, I wore my Scoon cup, and this is a firmer cup than the Maluna, and it was the second time I was wearing it. I'm still not crazy about it. I'm thinking about cutting this tail off and hoping that maybe that will help. While I wore my Scoon cup, I also wore this Luna pads, again, another thong. I am required to wear dresses at work, and so I wear a lot of thongs to keep the panty lines down. Like I said, this Luna pad, I think this is a 6-inch. It's thicker than that We Essentials, and I definitely didn't need the thickness of it, but it held up fine. I had no leakage or anything on it. Then when I got home, I had book club that night, but I took my cup out and I put on this Lazy Creek Boutique suede. I think this is an 8-inch. The light pad fit great, felt great, caught everything, and I just love her stitching. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really happy with that. When I got home that night, I then put on this pad from a friend of mine. This is actually one of the first pads that I wore on my first cycle last month. She just gave it to me as a gift when I asked her if she had ever used amps, because she has her own cloth diaper business. So I don't know any details about this. She just sent it to me, but it worked great. I think this is fleece. She said something about it having bamboo somewhere, so maybe that's on the inside as the absorbent layer. I'll definitely have to do a review on it, but these are what got me to convert, so I owe a lot of gratitude to these. The next day was a pretty light day, so, but I was out of the house. I almost forgot. I wore my Maluna again, and it was just great, and I used a Lazy Creek Boutique liner just as backup. Didn't even need it. And again, her stitching I just think is absolutely gorgeous. This is a cotton top, and I think it's a 7-inch, and it was perfect, no problems. That night when I got home, I wore this Tenderoni collection. This is Miss February's shape, and I think it's a moderate. It's cotton top, fleece back, basic. It was fine. The shape was fine. I had no problems with it at all. My flow was really light by the third day, so I had no problems with that. After that, I was back at work, and I wore this, pink lemonade thong liner, and that's all I wore, just for a little backup. And it worked fine. This is the raw silk liner, and it cleaned up fine, although just from washing it, and you can't see, but this pretty purple just bled through when I originally did my pre-wash, even though I washed it in cold and everything like that. So I'm a little disappointed on that, but it worked fine. It did its job, so I'm happy with that. And any stains came out, so those didn't stain, but I wish you could see it. There's just this really faint purple that has bled through all over in different streaks and spots, just from the back of it, because it looks sort of black, but it's actually a nice deep purple, which I think is really pretty. Definitely this was thicker than what I needed this day, so I'll probably try this out on my second day flow next time. Then when I got home, I put on this Luna pad. It's fairly thick, although I think it's considered a light. Can't read that. But it was great. This is undyed cotton. It felt great, and it cleaned up really easy. So I was really happy with that. And then the next day, I have just a few days that are really, really light. So I had this, as a light day. The next day, just a little bit of dark spots, like when I go to the bathroom. So all I did was I actually took a cup spot. This is from Eco Alternatives. I actually ordered 6 from her, and I just folded it up like the labia or terra petals, and put that in my panties and wore that, and it worked great. I even, at one point after going to the restroom, I flipped it over and used the other side, so it was perfect. So like I said, this is everything I wore. I'm actually a little disappointed because I have so many more pads that I've purchased this month that I didn't get to try. So I'm even considering just wearing all pads next month, just so I can get a chance to try more of the ones that I have that are so pretty and neat and whatever. So if you have tried any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments on what are some of your favorites. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.